go. Then I did a 200 miler where there was like there was relay teams of 10 people, and I was one of 2 people who went out and ran it solo. You have to work your way up. It's like any other muscle. You can't lift the whole stack on the machine, in the gym when you just walk in the door. You got to like work your way up. The mind is a muscle like any other muscle in your body, but anybody can develop it. Anybody. I wasn't born with it. I know, I was a chicken. I was afraid of the water. I didn't even learn to swim really until I was 35. I had like, you get like basic swim lessons, that's all I could do. I just knew how to get to the edge of the pool. And then I learned to swim because I learned for an Ironman. And even after I made a couple attempts at the English Channel, my coach had now, he looked at me. He's like a super great swimmer, right? And he saw that I was training for the English Channel. He says, "You need my help," because that's how bad I was. But it was like, he's like, he got like second in the nation in his age group and like the 50 or the 100 free last time he went out there. And I'm like, So he's worked with me. I mean, it's a journey, man. These things are a journey.
Well, you mentioned before you had your own video business, and then now you're doing endurance sports. Did you do any type of running before in your business? I mean, maybe doing a 1K, 2K, any smaller, or this is just, you just completely started?
No. Yeah, when I did my business, I was obsessed with marathons and triathlons. So I would run marathon races, I'd run triathlons. I think I finished like 8 or 9 Ironmans. So that's what I kind of started out with. And I thought, like, when I swam and finished, especially the swim, because I look way out there like that 2.4 mile swim, and I look at these buoys and Ironman can, I go, oh my God, if I could swim that far, I'm amazing. Because you're talking about the guy who's be happy just to get to the edge of the pool.
Yes.
But that was a big deal. But that's how, so I started out with a short triathlon. I remember the first one I did was one of those sprint triathlons, very short, like a half-mile swim and maybe a 20-mile bike and a 5K run. And that was like a huge deal to me. That was a huge accomplishment when I finished it. So what I'm encouraging people is you got to start out small and work your way up. It's great to have the big vision and the big goal, but you got to build your mind up to be able to do these things. I built my mind up to get to pretty extreme events, but I even got to get higher to make these things that keep conquering me.
Right. Well, do you have any goals as far as another thing that you would like to attempt? Do you do any of those contests? You know how they have those truck pulling contests, or they pull the wheels and they do I think it's CrossFit, and they do all these extreme sports. Are you into anything like that? I'm not. I can watch them and enjoy them.
I respect those. Yeah, I respect those. I respect the CrossFit people, like, amazing. They're so fit. But it's really, as of right now, it's not really my calling. And a lot of stuff they do, I can't. I'm anywhere between 190 pounds right now compared to back when I was 235. But pretty light, but still not, you know what I mean? I don't have the upper body to do that stuff. And I don't train for it. I would have to train for it. You got to get in the gym. You got to do a lot of work in the gym. And I'm out on the trail. I got a pack. I was out with a pack today training with a 30-pound pack, getting ready for Aconcagua. And so I'm working the lower body more than the upper body. So, but I really, really respect what they do. Ninja Warrior Power. I love that show.
Oh, yes. That's exactly what I was talking about. So what's next for you? I know you're heading out to the airport tonight, but what is I don't even know what's above the English Channel. Like, what's the one thing now that you're like, I just have to do that? Or do you feel that you've pushed yourself as far as you're going to push yourself?
Yeah, the problem is I'm stuck on these ones, right? Like I said, the English Channel, I've had 5 attempts at, haven't made it. It's made it as far as 20 miles. Really close, within a couple miles of shore. And then Arrowhead, I've made it 100 miles. It's 135 miles. I've taken 8 attempts at it. That's like over a 10-year period. I've taken 8 attempts. I still haven't made it. It seems like a bad nightmare or something. I just can't believe I haven't made it yet. I mean, I'm a pretty good runner. And then Denali, on Mount Denali, the world's coldest mountain. Last year, I made it up to high camp. It was you're on the mountain like 2 or 3, I think it's like a 3-week, 3 weeks total or something like that, pretty close to that. And I was up on that mountain, and I thought I was really strong at 14,000 feet. I thought I was going to make it. And that's a big deal because the year before I'd gotten frostbite so bad up there that my thumb turned black. And
oh, wow.
I had to go to 3 doctors. And the third doctor told me, I think you're going to keep it.
I hope so.
He told me I keep my thumb, and then I said, okay, I'm putting this in the glove. No more opinions. But I kept my thumb, and then last year I went up there and I fell 20 feet down in a crevice, and I got frostbite again on a couple fingers. But I never quit, And so I remember I called my sister from up there because I thought I was supposed to show people to stretch themselves, to go for things out of their comfort zone. And and then I'm looking at going, Les, these things are killing me, man. These last 3 events or 4 events are so hard. I can't seem to make them, and I can't stop myself. I keep coming back. I won't quit on it. So she says, well, maybe you got a different message than to just go out of your comfort zone and do things. And so I started thinking about it. I go, yeah, I think my message is don't quit on your dreams, because I don't.
I love that. Don't quit on your dreams. We heard it here from Bill Bradley. Do not quit on your dreams. So
Happy Bill Bradley.
You're not going to quit on your dreams. You're not going to give up. But what pushes you? I mean, what keeps you going? Is there a driving force? Maybe someone that you feel like, oh, I have to do it for this. Maybe you have grandkids or children where you want to be example for them. But what really pushes you forward to keep going?
Well, I think it's like I said, I think the big overall picture is to inspire people to not quit on their dreams. And when I'm really in a pinch and I'm out there and I'm really hurting, I tend to think about my kids. I think about my sister's kids because I spend a lot of time with them now. I see them a lot. She keeps an eye on my little dog, so I do when I'm training or when I'm at these events. So I hang around her kids quite a bit. And so I do think about them. And my nephew's coming down to film me. He went out to Arrowhead with me with his team to film me for a documentary. And I think about them. Every time I saw them, I was inspired to go harder, and dig deeper. Because I want to inspire people. And it's not easy. And you do get knocked on your butt in life. Oh, and the bigger the green, the bigger the goal, the more you're going to get knocked on your butt. And the more times and the harder it is to get up, and you just got to get up. You just got to get up and that's the secret to getting the big dream, the big goal is you got to get up and do it again. Mm-hmm.
You have to get up. Have you mentioned inspiring people? Has there been anyone in your circle that has said, because of you, I'm going to try this? Have you inspired any of your children or your nephews or your children's, your sister's children?
Well, I just want to tell you one. A lot of people, you're inspiring, but they don't specifically tell you you're inspiring them. But the lady who works with me and cleans my apartment, and she's been with me a really long time. This was before the bankruptcy, right? When I had the big house, now I got a little apartment.
But she's still there.
I don't pay her as much as when I have the big house. But anyway, so I have a little apartment, and she cleans it. But she, like, her son was a little bit overweight, a little bit, yeah, and she looked at me because I think he was, he's maybe like 50 pounds overweight. Okay, he was over, and in high school, and he was having a hard time, and she kind of asked me about it, and I said, well, he's looking at you. You know what I mean? You're the one who has to, you got to get out there and get fit. You got to be training. You got to do this because he's looking at you. He's not listening to you. He's looking at you. And so she started training, going up and down this hill with a backpack for like 2 hours, a trip. And he was watching her, and he started doing it with her. And he started dropping weight. Yeah, and I think he dropped like 20. And then she joined this like serious like bodybuilding type weightlifting class where, I don't know, this guy works you hard. He doesn't care if you quit. Those type.
Yes.
They just like kick your butt. And so she went there with this guy. I think he's like age group. He's one of the top bodybuilders. I don't really know the guy, but he's one of the top in his age group in the nation. It's really hard to get into his classes. And so she joined with her son and they kept going.